Chelsea's parents recalled the moment they realized something awful had happened to their daughter.
Their 17-year-old daughter, Chelsea, failed to return to their Poway home from an after-school run.
They say the 17-year-old always checks in with them.
As far as I know, Chelsea was last seen when she left school at approximately 2 o'clock on Thursday. After that, we don't have an accurate timeline. We know that her father discovered the car in the parking lot about 5:45.
Driving down and I'm thinking, okay, she's just at the park with a friend and she forgot track of time and her phone's not next to her. And once I got there and started driving around, it just overwhelmed me. I just knew there was something bad happened with my daughter.
Thank you so much for coming out and trying to find our daughter. She wants to be found.
One of the searchers, looking from the water up on the shoreline, spotted something that looked suspicious and investigated and found, by moving some small debris, found Chelsea's body. What we believe to be Chelsea's body.
Investigators are building their case against 30-year-old John Gardner III. The sheriff says the convicted sex offender will likely be charged with rape and murder in Chelsea's disappearance.
Investigators with the Fugitive Task Force arrested 30-year-old John Albert Gardner III. He was arrested in connection with the disappearance of 17-year-old Chelsea King. Gardner is a registered sex offender in the state of California. During the course of this extensive investigation, evidence was discovered that linked Gardner to Miss King in such a manner as to warrant his arrest. This is the area that we had been searching over the last 5 days, but unfortunately we missed it because it was in a shallow grave. We've been concentrating in this area back and forth. It's a heavily wooded area and not be observable from the homes up on the hillside or if you were standing in the park. So it did give some amount of cover to whoever did this.
Missing from the same area, 14-year-old Amber Dubois. And joining us tonight, her mother, Carrie McGonigal. Ms. McGonigal, thank you for being with us. What do you make of the development surrounding Chelsea King?
It pretty much puts me speechless. My condolences go out to her parents. They're asking, the question arises, did this guy do something with my daughter? And I don't want to admit it, but I feel he probably did.
Have you taken a look at a picture of Chelsea King and noticed the similarity, the physical similarity between her and Amber?
Yeah, I noticed that, and I noticed the similarity between Chelsea's mother and me too. I reached out to the family right away, and my heart bleeds for them right now.
Have police contacted you about Chelsea's case as it relates to your daughter Amber's case?
After they made the arrest on Sunday, I did hear from the lieutenant from Escondido Police Department, and they said they'll let me know as soon as they know anything, that they are working with the Sheriff's Department.
Carrie McGonigal is with us. This is the mother of 14-year-old Amber Dubois. Ms. McGonigal, what were the circumstances surrounding your daughter's disappearance?
She left for school on the February 13th, 2009, and was seen by 2 eyewitnesses right by the school and just vanished. No sign of her.
Right there at the school.
Yeah.
Vanishes.
Yeah.
Vanishes.
Yeah.
Now, to you, Bill Galadner, former NYPD president of Kinder Shield Agency, the similarities, in my mind, are overwhelming.
Yes, Nancy, that's true. And all of us at Kinder Shield Agency offer our deepest condolences to the King family. Look at this, Nancy. Look also at his face, the smirk you'll see that's on that mugshot. It was said there is no remorse. Well, apparently there isn't. This monster has done this not once, not twice, but probably many times. And you will see a striking similarity between the victims, because frequently these monsters target a particular type of person. And we can only hope that California, having the death penalty, that they will use it in this instance, Nancy.
Let's unleash the lawyers. Joining us tonight, Susan Moss, family law attorney, New York. Alex Sanchez, defense attorney, New York. Alan Ripka, also defense attorney, New York. What about Alex Sanchez? He's set to be in court tomorrow morning. Why?
Well, he's going to be in court tomorrow morning, either for the arraignment or for some other type of court proceedings. But you know, Nancy, they had arrested him before this young lady was found. And I'm wondering how the police, why did they charge him with murder even before the young person was found? That seems kind of unusual. It almost seems like they may have jumped the gun. They're very lucky from a law enforcement point of view that if they actually recovered the young person's body, because had they not, they may have been forced to withdraw certain charges by tomorrow.
Alex, you know what? Woulda, coulda, shoulda. They found the body.
They
and not
did.
only that, just to give you a little primer and evidence, we know from Phil Farrar and Joseph Pena that they also found the girl's underwear, obviously with DNA on it. Now, if it's his DNA, there you have the rape charge right there from spermatozoa. And if you've got the girl's underwear with his DNA on it and she's still missing and they found him and he's arrested and put away, then where is she?
You know,
I mean,
Nancy,
2 and 2 is still 4 unless you've got another idea.
this is the type of case, Nancy, where we'll test the skills and talents of the finest lawyer in this country. He has a bad record, he has a history, and he has a bad attitude, and he's going to be very difficult to defend in this case.
And take a look at that, Alex Sanchez. Listen, Alex, you and Ripka both have defended cases all over the country. Look at this guy. Liz, please put it up again. You're right. Look at this. He's smiling in the mugshot. Now, this is, if police are right, just hours after he has murdered a 17-year-old girl. He's smiling in the mugshot. Alex, how would you explain that to a jury? You know this shot's going to come in as evidence.
No, you're going to try to keep it out. It really doesn't have any particular value, that particular mugshot. But, you know, this guy, he'll probably sit in the courtroom and he's probably going to end up with that same smirk right before the jury.
I can only
This
pray.
guy's inviting the death penalty.
What about it, Alan Ripka?
The bottom line is semen found in the underwear at the scene says nothing more that they had sex. There has to be more evidence that he murdered her, how he murdered her, or that he intended on murdering her.
Put him up. Put him up, Elizabeth. Alan Ripka.
Yes.
It's a 17-year-old girl. Her car is found locked, shut tight at the trailhead where she runs. Her cell phone is in the car. She's missing for days. Her underwear is found, not on her body, there by the water with his DNA on it. And you're telling me that says nothing? Now, I want you to look at the camera and look at the viewers and say it again. That says nothing to you but consensual sex.
It says this. It says that a prosecutor in that state, in that county, has to show that someone intended to murder someone and did so. It is not inconceivable. It is not inconceivable for someone to have sex with one person and be
17-year-old
killed
girl.
by
This
someone
happens
else.
to me, a 30-year-old parolee for sex crimes and has consensual sex and then goes missing. Okay, I hope they argue that in court, Alan Ripka. I hope they do. Weigh in, Sue Moss.
The DNA sealed his fate. This wasn't a prom date. To even suggest the possibility that this was consensual sex, are you kidding me? He's a 30-year-old scumbag.
To Dr. Karen Stark, psychologist, New York, why the smirk? Why the smile in the mugshot? You know, this is within hours, if police are correct, of murdering a 17-year-old girl.
We're talking about somebody, Nancy, who is like daring everyone to say, you know, come get me and come find out that that I did this. He is actually enjoying this experience. When you have somebody who's a sociopath, and I believe he's not just a sex offender, but a sociopath, he has no remorse and is feeling, you know, like, okay, I could care less. It's your problem.
You know, after doing 6 years behind bars, I would be surprised that he is enjoying the process of going back to the can. Everybody, quick break. We are taking your calls live. I'm going to take them as soon as we get back, but we ask for your thoughts and prayers for a high schooler, Trey Rude, battling stage 4 melanoma. He's a high school senior, a football star, and says he will beat cancer.
Remember, Ron Cummings smiled in his mugshot too the day he got arrested for selling drugs.